Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cricket Clinic. आज का हमारा एपिसोड बाकी एपिसोड से ज़रा हटके है। आज हमने सोचा कि हमारी हिस्ट्री में अगर आप देखें तो 18 जून 2017 for cricket lovers of Pakistan was a very important day. This was a day when we became champions in the Champions Trophy Championship 2017. And this was the last time कि जब पाकिस्तान ने कोई एक ICC टूर्नामेंट जीता था. So as a cricket fan, obviously जब हम उस इवेंट को देखते हैं तो our hearts fill with pride and joy. So हमने ये सोचा कि चूंकि अब हमारा एक बड़ा एक important और एक tough season आने लगा है, lot of events taking place. First of all, beginning with Asia Cup in September, which also is in the ODI format, जो कि हमारा Champions Trophy 2017 का भी format था. And then we have obviously the World Cup in India in October. उससे पहले श्रीलंका का भी है series, but that's more test. So but anyway, because ये हमारा एक important season आने लगा है, dominated by the ODI format, और हमारी history में अगर हम देखें तो हमारी एक बहुत ही important win 2017 में गुजरी है. So we felt it was important to sort of go back, remember, just share our memories about what happened and what we remember, the moments that we enjoyed particularly, and think about where we went right, what were sort of the key factors which contributed to our success, and factors which we can take with us to this important season of the Asia Cup and more importantly the World Cup. So मैं start करता हूँ. मुदस्सिर अगर आप start करना चाहो, और I think हम तीनों में से आपकी सबसे interesting story है कि आप कहाँ थे और आप कैसे आप ये final देख रहे थे, तो आप हमारे viewers के साथ ज़रा share करें, because this is a very interesting story. So go ahead please.
Story काफी मजेदार है. I think रमजान खत्म हो रहा था, कितने 27 रमजान थी या 28 की नाइट,
जैसे ही ताक रात ही चल रही थी, मुबारक रात थी.
तो मैं पाकिस्तान जा रहा था फ्लाइट में ना, तो मैच जैसे ही वो जो फ्लाइट टाइम था शिकागो टू दुबई ना, तो मैच का भी टाइम हो गया था. तो बस वो लैपटॉप था मेरे पास, तो कोशिश की कि स्ट्रीमिंग चले, मगर वो स्ट्रीमिंग नहीं चल रही थी. थोड़ा बहुत क्लिप्स देखे जो डिसमिसल्स हो रहे थे.
ये प्लेन के दरमियान आप बात कर रहे हो?
प्लेन के दरमियान. तो फिर बॉल टू बॉल वो जो ESPN की कमेंट्री होती है, तो वो फॉलो कर रहे थे, थोड़ा बहुत क्लिप चल रहे थे. अब मेरे पास था, लगता था, और किसी के पास था नहीं इंटरनेट एक्सेस ना, बाकी मेजॉरिटी के पास. तो फ्लाइट में सारे ज्यादातर हमारे इंडियन थे. तो मेरे पीछे ना एक लंबी लाइन, तो वो एयर होस्टेस से प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी कि भाई कोई बैठ गया हो, मगर ये कि लगे रहे पूरी फ्लाइट में, वो गेम चलता रहा, एक हंगामा मचा रहा. फिर जैसे ही आई थिंक युवराज जब आउट हुआ है, तो देन फाइनली एवरीबॉडी गेव अप और जाके बैठ गए लोग. वरना उससे
तो आपने तमीज से सेलिब्रेशन की या विक्टो में आपने जोश दिखाया, उनको थोड़ा तंग किया आपने?
नहीं, जोश तो दिखाना पड़ता है, मगर
अच्छा.
ये जब पहुंचे वहां पे, जैसे ही टचडाउन हुआ तो वहां पे लोग सेलिब्रेट कर रहे थे दुबई में. जब जैसी फ्लाइट खत्म हुई, लोग पाकिस्तान की शर्ट्स पहन के भी ट्रैवल कर रहे थे. तो इट वाज लाइक अ अमेजिंग मोमेंट के वो सेलिब्रेशन दुबई से शुरू हो गई थी करते ही पूरे एयरपोर्ट पे.
अच्छा, वो जो कोहली का जो ड्रॉप कैच था, वो आपने उस तरह लाइव नहीं देखा? फिर आपने वो जो गालियां पड़ी और उसके बाद नेक्स्ट बॉल पे आउट हो गया, वो आपने फिर हाई
आपसे क्लिप्स तो देखे था उस वक्त, बस क्लिप्स आ रहे थे, मगर वो पूरी रन नहीं हो रही थी मेरी के. फिर मैच रिकॉर्डेड पूरा देखा फिर जैसे अगले दिन.
राइट. आसिफ, आपकी कुछ मेमोरीज अगर आप शेयर करना चाहो.
Hanji, Assalamu alaikum everybody. First of all, I'm excited. It's a new season. This is the time everyone is even. We have the hopes, the aspirations, the dreams. Pakistan, this is going to be our year. We have the Asia Cup coming, the World Cup coming. Everything is going well for our team. We have the momentum. If you're not excited now, if you're not hopeful now, if you're not in a positive frame of mind, then I don't know when you can be for a Pakistan fan. Inshallah, we're going to win, and it's going to happen this year. Again, the 2017, it was a great match. A couple of things that I want to bring up. First and foremost, of course, it was a great win for Pakistan. Of course, everybody knows my near and dear to my heart is Fakhar Zaman. It was the essentially his arrival onto the scene. For the first time in a long time, we had an opener who was aggressive, who was not afraid, and who was successful in foreign conditions. South Africa match में he scored, semi-final में England के खिलाफ he scored. But of course, the biggest thing was in the final against India, he scored 114 runs. And I want to bring up a point, just bear with me here, because obviously, Azhar Ali scored a 50 and, Babar Azam scored well. And then of course, Hafiz scored one of the most underrated innings in a final that we've seen in a while. But the base of the whole thing was Fakhar Zaman's 114. And I know the detractors will say, and when I bring it up, all they're going to say is he was out on 0 on a no ball. And that's the important point I want to bring up that we can take from that and use now, is he was presented with an opportunity. He got out, he could have put his head down, he could have played negatively, he could have said, I just need to be more careful. He didn't do any of that. He remained aggressive, he played his game. He got out, he said, it doesn't matter, I'm going to take this opportunity that's been given to me and I'm going to make the most of it. And he scored 114 and that was the onus for us winning. Now contrast that, just that you just talked about, Virat Kohli, who was chasing this total and had an opportunity. He got dropped first ball and he had an opportunity where he could have taken that and run with it and taken the match for India, but he didn't. He did not take advantage of the opportunity. He lost. And for me, that was the defining contrast of that match. One man had an opportunity, he scored a century. Another leading batsman had an opportunity and he could not take advantage. So this is where I think we are looking for a moment of inspiration, a moment where an opportunity is definitely going to present itself, whether it's brilliance in the field, a run out, a maiden over, an important innings that's going to be played. We have so many players on our team, we don't know where it's going to come from, but this is what separates the men from the boys. When the light is shining bright, when you're in the spotlight, when it's the most important match of your life, which was the final at that time for Fakhar Zaman, who is going to stand up and say, I am here, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity, and I'm going to bring Pakistan over the finish line. We know it's going to happen, inshallah. I know it's going to happen. I'm just excited to see when it happens, who does it, and who takes us over to the final victory.
Bilkul. So the importance of अपनी opportunity को आप avail करना, उसको leverage करना. So इसमें, since you're talking about things that we can take forward, let me just add that if I just look overall at the tournament, not just the final, it seems that teamwork actually to me played a very important role, in the sense that yes, in the final we had outstanding performances from Amir and Fakhar in particular, Hafiz as well, but leading up, हमारा जो Sri Lanka wali game थी, which was a knockout game for us, we were 7 out for 162, chasing 237, and then we had a 70-75 run partnership between Sarfraz and Amir, right? So Sarfraz played a very important role there. फिर उसके अंदर semi-final के अंदर Amir was injured and Roman Reis was playing his first game in the tournament, and then he had a very good performance in the semi-final against England. So मेरे लिए I think teamwork is going to be critical. Yes, we are dependent on Babar Azam. Batting के अंदर obviously we rely on him, Fakhar Zaman and Imam to give us a solid start. Bowlers के अंदर obviously we have some key players like Shaheen, but overall I think we can't just rely on one or two performances. Everybody has to chip in, and there may be different games where we are relying on different players. There could be one game where if Tahar plays a very important role, we have to finish it off at a high run rate. In some other games it could be somebody else, but everyone has to sort of chip in.
But thankfully it won't be Asif, thankfully.
I mean, right now तो आसिफ को भी radar पे नहीं है, but you never know. Pakistan की जो selection है, sometimes it's hard to say what's going to happen, but अभी तक तो यही लग रहा है कि जो हमने टीम अभी recently खिलाई थी उसी के अंदर minor tweaks के साथ we'll be going. मुदस्सिर, आप इसमें से कुछ ऐड करना चाहोगे about some things to take away for the upcoming World Cup and going back to Champions Trophy?
I think ICC में जो लोग थे काफी young, तो उस वक्त शादाब था, फखर, बाबर was new. तो अच्छी चीज ये कि सारे लोग available हैं, तो they have beaten India in the ICC tournament और final जीते में बड़ा, और अभी वर्ल्ड कप का फाइनल खेला. तो आई थिंक दे आर गेटिंग रियली गुड एक्सपोजर, और वाइड बॉल में रैकेट वैसे ही अच्छा है, कंडीशन भी सूट करती हैं, तो इंशा, और जो फॉर्मेट भी शायद राउंड रॉबिन है वर्ल्ड कप का ना, तो अगर एक दो गेम रस्टी जाते भी हैं, दे गोना टेक ऑफ, सो लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड। बड़ा एक्साइटिंग है सीजन भी। एशिया कप में थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया हो जाएगा टीम कैसी लग रही है, इंडिया होगा वहां पे, श्रीलंका अच्छी टीम है सारी है, तो आई थिंक वी हैव अ गुड lineup leading to the World Cup. Now, Asia Cup is very crucial for the preparation.
बिल्कुल नहीं, आप जो बात कर रहे हो, अगर आप चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी देखो तो वी वर एक्चुअली रैंक्ड 8th. दिस वाज अ टूर्नामेंट जो 8 टीम्स ने खेला था, एंड जस्ट अ कपल ऑफ मंथ्स बिफोर द चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी जब उनका कट ऑफ पॉइंट था, वी वर एक्चुअली 9th. And then if I remember correctly, we had to play a tournament against West Indies and beat them to actually qualify to be the 8th ranked team and then make it to the tournament. So उसके हिसाब से जो आज की अगर मैं सिनेरियो में हम देखें, so recently we actually reached the number 1 ranking. It remained for a couple of days. फिर हम number 2 पे आ गए. But you know, comparing that team at least ranking wise to this team now, on paper we are a stronger team. You know, we have players batting and especially in the top 5 we have you know, Babar Azam, we have Imam. Bowling भी हमारी ज़्यादा strong है on paper. But यही है कि उस वक्त हमारे पास कोई nobody was really expecting anything, right? So हमारे लिए वही था कि चलो ठीक है, let's see how far we can go. But वो एक जो एक fearlessness थी कि भी ठीक है, हार गए तो हार गए, but you know, we're gonna, you know, do our best. तो I think that would be important because अब थोड़ी सी expectation ज़्यादा हो गई. उस वक्त इतनी expectation नहीं थी, अब ज़्यादा expectation हो गई after beating India in you know, World Cup game in 2021. उसके बाद भी जो इंडिया के साथ हमारा रिकॉर्ड अच्छा रहा है ओवरऑल, तो अब ये है कि लेट्स होप कि दे हैंडल दिस एक्सपेक्टेशन दैट the nation has for them to be one of the top ranked team in situations which are not alien to them. So Indian pitches should hopefully suit us. Asif, आप कुछ ऐड करना चाहो?
Just piggybacking on what you're saying, I think the pros and cons of that. The good thing is that it is the same players that we had back then, so there's continuity, and these are players who have been there before. They're not going to be overwhelmed by the situation, by the occasion. They have experience now, and so that's a good thing. And they're really entering their prime. They were very new back then, so that's a very good thing in our favor. Now the drawback with that is the burden of expectations, because, like you said, they are in their prime, because they've been there, done that, because they just come out of a T20 final, you know, against England. They're going to be expectations, but I think these guys can handle it. And worry about the, you know, when you talk about teamwork, when I said there's going to be a moment of inspiration, a moment of brilliance, we don't know where it's going to come from. We're not dependent on just one person. It could be Babar, it could be Shaheen, it could be Imam, it could be, you know, Chacha, I guess. You know, it could be anyone. That's the great thing, is we are not dependent. We are a team of multiple parts, and the sum is, what is it? Sum is greater than the individual parts. And so that's the brilliance. That's the fun part of it all. We don't know where it's going to come from, but we know it should come. Yes, we have expectations, but I think they're not going to disappoint, inshallah, when the World Cup comes. You know, the added bonus that it's in India, just like the Nehru Cup was, I think that's going to motivate us. We have a crowd against us that will get, if nothing, that will gel the guys together more. And you know, under adverse circumstances, that's when the men rise. So let's see how it goes.
Especially the game against India in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad with what, 100,000 people. You know, so it's very intimidating. So let's hope they
love it. Love it.
मैं कहते हेड टू हेड जो रिकॉर्ड है ना, वो इंडिया में काफी अच्छा है, हमारा ज्यादा है. आई थिंक वनडे में मैंने जो लास्ट चेक किया था, तो एक टाइम ऐसा भी था कि पाकिस्तान वाज द लास्ट टीम टू बीट इंडिया इन इंडिया, बट जब हमने नहीं हराया था 2-0,
जो सीरीज थी हमारी वो कि आ रहा है पाकिस्तान, आने दो.
That was the, you know, Junaid Khan, Muhammad Irfan.
Exactly.
हारा नहीं था, मुझे नहीं पता वो स्टिल स्टैंड्स या, तो पाकिस्तान का रिकॉर्ड इज रियली गुड इन इंडिया. उससे पहले अगर इंडिपेंडेंस कप हुआ था, वो भी हार गया था. उससे पहले फिर नेहरू कप हुआ था.
लेकिन ये कि none of these guys have played in India. But that's fine. It's still familiar conditions, you know. Yeah,
conditions सही हैं. But I think अभी कुछ pitches में हम थोड़ा बहुत कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हमें थोड़ी pitches suit कर लें. The game against Afghanistan currently is on a spin-friendly track, so which might actually suit Afghanistan more than us. But let's see. Either way, I mean, there are no complaints as far as the fact that the environment, the pitches should be comfortable for us. अच्छा, एक चीज जो मैं चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी के साथ अगर रिलेट करूं, तो मुझे लगता है कि उसमें we had two senior players who बाद में बाकी players के साथ ये निकला कि उन्होंने बड़ी एक उनकी जो एडवाइस दी और the experience वो लाए और जिस तरीके से उन्होंने प्लेयर्स को गेम से पहले काम किया उनकी नर्व्स को. सो हफीज और मलिक का जो रोल है, स्पेशली मलिक का, कि जी मलिक ने उनको एक पेप टॉक दी कि यार डोंट वरी, जस्ट प्ले लाइक यू डू अपने फर्स्ट क्लास में और डोमेस्टिक में. तो अब हमारे पास ऑब्वियसली हफीज और मलिक नहीं है. डू वी नीड अ गाय और अ कपल ऑफ गाइज लाइक दैट, एंड इफ सो हु वुड दोज गाइज बी, जो कि हमारे जो यंगर क्राउड है उसको जरा साथ लेके चलें और एक मेंटली उनको काम रखें.
आई थिंक बैटिंग में कोई इतना यंग है नहीं अब. इमाम है, बाबर है, फखर है. दीज थ्री आर टॉप थ्री, तो इसीलिए टीम ऊपर है. फिर जो थोड़ा बहुत गैप था उसमें चाचा है, वो चाचा की अभी अच्छा खासा रिकॉर्ड है और वो एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर है. और पीछे फिर आगा सलमान है या अब रिजवान है. तो आई थिंक बैटिंग इस दफा काफी थोड़ी एक्सपीरियंस है.
अभी तो शुक्र है चाचा को रख लिया उन्होंने, बिकॉज आखिरी 2 गेम्स में उसको ट्राई किया और उसने अपने आप को एस्टैब्लिश किया, वरना तो वही शक था कि पता नहीं रखेंगे भी या नहीं रखेंगे.
आई थिंक बात आपकी थी कि उस वक्त you needed veteran presence, right? Because you had such a young group. This group they are veteran, so they don't need it, I don't think. Yeah.
और वो एक प्लेयर बस मिस हो रहा है, वो इमाद वसीम. लगता तो नहीं अब कि वो आ सकता है. एशिया कप में अगर नहीं किया तो वर्ल्ड कप में डायरेक्ट तो मुश्किल है, मगर वो यही होगा कि वो इमाद की जगह नवाज को ले जाएंगे. इमाद का जो बैटिंग रिकॉर्ड
मुश्किल लग रहा है अनफॉर्चुनेटली. और हारिस सुहेल का अच्छा टूर्नामेंट था वो, और उसके बाद जो 2019 का वर्ल्ड कप भी बड़ा अच्छा था, बट उसके बाद से वो नहीं खेला. सो आई डोंट नो. और अभी इसमें उसको सीरीज में चांस न्यूजीलैंड वाले में था, बट ही गॉट इंजर्ड. सो उसका भी मुश्किल ही लग रहा है. आई थिंक
हारिस से बेहतर प्लेयर है हमारे पास इस वक्त. जैसे आज की बात करो तो इफ्तिखार, फिर अगर कोई बैकअप में आई थिंक आगा सलमान होगा बैकअप में.
I mean, Haris ka dekho, no disrespect, I think fitness was an issue, mental issues were there as well to some extent. So do you want to put someone who's just come out from that situation in the middle of a tournament in India when it's going to be such a high stress situation? I mean, you don't want to single him out for that, but mental strength is going to be very important, Vampi. So all things aside, I think that would count him out as well.
Yeah, no, I think and you guys know this कि मैं आगा सलमान का कोई इतना ज्यादा फैन नहीं था. I was a critic, but I think जिस तरीके से उसने ये खेली है सीरीज, जो मेंटल उसने टफनेस दिखाई है और जो एग्रेसिवनेस दिखाई है बॉलिंग के अंदर भी, so I think he's kind of cemented his place. अच्छा, एक चीज मैं पॉइंट करना चाहूंगा कि which doesn't get highlighted that much, the role of fielding in Champions Trophy 2017, because हमें आपको पता है कि हिस्टोरिकली हम क्रूशल पॉइंट्स पे कैचेस ड्रॉप कर देते हैं, रनआउट्स मिस कर देते हैं, बट आई डोंट रिमेंबर अ टूर्नामेंट जिसके अंदर इनफैक्ट जो कमेंटेटर्स थे आपके नासिर हुसैन वगैरह, वो भी बड़े सरप्राइज थे कि यार पाकिस्तान की फील्डिंग को क्या हो गया. एंड आई थिंक वी हैड फॉरेन कोच, उस वक्त फील्डिंग कोच, जिसने काफी किया था, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली उसके बाद फिर उसको फायर कर दिया हमने. सो उसके बारे में क्या कहेंगे, फील्डिंग की इंपॉर्टेंस के बारे में, एंड is that something that we need to be worried about?
बस
फील्डिंग लैप्सेस हुए यार बहुत क्रूशियल ना. वो जो नॉकआउट गेम्स है, वो अभी जैसे हमने एशेस में भी देखा, वो जो आखिरी घंटे में स्टोक्स से छुटा, तो वही जो फील्ड कैचेस मिन मैचेस रहा. अगर एंड में आप तो वो वेट का छोड़ा, फिर इस वर्ल्ड तो कुछ ना, आई डोंट नो. वो you're right के फील्डिंग शुड बी प्रायोरिटी, क्योंकि जब क्रंच गेम्स में ना प्रॉब्लम हुई है, और जब हम अच्छा फील्ड करते हैं तो वही फाइनल्स या पहले जीते हम लोग.
Right.
We're such an energy vibe dependent team. When we're fielding well, the energy is good, it's positivity, it filters through in every aspect of the game. I don't know why they got rid of that coach. New Zealand ka koi tha, I think. I don't even remember. But it made a huge difference. Not just catchers, ground fielding, brilliance in the field. We don't have a lot of brilliant fielders in our team aside from Shadab. But that makes a huge difference, because when you field well, it filters through to all the other players, and that positivity, it's a positive feedback mechanism in our team where it builds and builds and builds, and then all of a sudden it just explodes into a rush of wickets. So we absolutely need that. Bilkul.
Or the margin, the difference between the top 2 of 3 teams is very, very fine. तो उसके अंदर एक चौका रोक देना, उसको 2 रन वहां बचा लेने, एक crucial run out कर देना, that can make a huge difference at the end of the day. So I think we pretty much covered the basics. So हमने importance of teamwork की बात की है. Obviously fielding would be important to yeah, obviously the role of Fakhar Zaman, उसको हमें maintain रखना होगा. But overall क्या आपके parting thoughts? Anything else you'd like to add in terms of the Champions Trophy and how it sort of relates to the World Cup? Anything else that we need to talk about?
This is the time to be excited. If you're a Pakistan fan and you're not excited, then something's wrong. Look deep inside yourself. This is it. This is the time. This is our year. This is our chance. This is our opportunity. We have to win. We have to be positive. If you can't be positive now, then I don't know when you can be positive. Inshallah, we, put our thoughts together, get our team, give them the best send-off they can get. So many moving parts of brilliance. If it comes together, if it meshes at the right time, if the opportunities present itself and we take them, and, obviously a little bit of luck falling in the right hands here and there, this is the time. Baad mein, if we lose, there'll be plenty of time to sit and criticize, or if you're us, you'll just disappear because that's what we do. But right now, it's time to be positive. We're going to win, inshallah.
Inshallah. ठीक है जी, इसके साथ ही हम आपसे इजाजत चाहते हैं, and अब hopefully we're going to come back, and unfortunately अब ये है कि बड़ा एक जो हमारा कैलेंडर है उसमें बड़ा एक पॉज है. we hope कि थोड़ा सा हमारा as compared to other teams जो कि continuously खेल रही हैं, हमारा the next month is sort of there's nothing going on पे श्रीलंका tour है. So I hope that sort of lack of match practice doesn't sort of negatively affect us. That's my fear. But hopefully, Asia Cup है और Asia Cup के बाद फिर हमारे warm-up games भी होंगे. So hopefully that should be sort of enough time for us to get back. And I agree, इसके अंदर it's a lot of that is your mind कि आप किस तरीके से आप उसको play कर रहे हो. So hopefully we go with a positive mindset and we play like corner tigers. So इसके साथ ही thank you very much, and again Pakistan
Zindabad.